Hello and welcome to Lost in Suikoden Translation. This time we're looking at some instances where the localizers struggled to find the right words and instead made up their own. As usual, this series contains spoilers, so without further ado, let's get started. And no, I did not spell words incorrectly in the title, it's a Suikoden 4 reference. Mangosh is a shield item that appears in the first 3 Suikoden titles, and most people will probably just assume that Mangosh is some type of shield like a buckler or a kite shield. In actuality, it's nonsense, the word doesn't exist. What it is a mistranslation of Mangosh, which is a type of parrying dagger typically used in the shield hand. But apparently none of the localizers had any idea what it was and just translated it phonetically-ish, but it was corrected for the remaster of 1 and 2. When you get to the Kunin region in Suikoden 1, you'll find that General Milich has gone a bit mental and renamed all the towns in the area to French names. Riken has been renamed Premier L'amour, which translates as First Love. Tayan is called Lac Virginite, which would mean something like Lake Virginity. And Ante has been renamed Bier Blanche, which means nothing. It's supposed to be Ville Blanche, which means White City. Bier Blanche looks like a mix of German and French and would technically mean white beer, I guess. This was not corrected for the remaster, so I guess the localizer of that wasn't too good with French either. Circlets are a type of headgear that appear in most Suikoden games, but its appearance in Suikoden 2 is particularly noteworthy. As there, it's called a Circuret, whatever that is. Not sure what happened there, it's not a particularly difficult word or anything, and it's not even French this time. Suikoden 2 introduced the fan-favorite cook-off minigame, where you can choose between 200 different dishes to try and win cooking battles against the Black Dragon group. By combining a recipe with a condiment, the type of dish will change, and if you combine the Sunomono recipe with salt, it results in something called a Nonpei Sunomono. For those that don't know, a Sunomono is a Japanese cucumber salad, while Nonpei doesn't have a meaning because it's nonsense. This is because the translator apparently forgot how to read, because in Japanese it says nonbi, which means a heavy drinker or drunkard. Thus, it should be called a drunkard's Sunomono. And in the remaster, it was renamed to Tippler's Sunomono, and Tippler is a word for a heavy drinker, so they caught that at least. The Banshak Sake Set is a bath item that appears in Suikoden 3. Banshak is derived from the Japanese word banshaku, which means an evening drink, so the set is actually a drinks tray, which is what it looks like. Clearly, the translator didn't know what banshaku actually was and just transliterated the word. It also appeared in Suikoden 2, but here it was translated as boulder set, because if you squint, banshaku looks like it says banjaku, which means big rock. For the remaster, this was fixed to drinking set. In Suikoden 3, the people of Lebuk are known for taming and riding giant insects that they then use in battle. In English, these insects are known as Mantors, which is kind of weird because in Japanese they're just called insects, or bugs. It would appear that the localizer didn't think that was good enough and just invented a new word instead. I guess it might be derived from mantis, but they don't particularly look like mantises, so… eh? In the original Suikoden 2, you can speak to pretty much any animal in the game, and there's a high probability that they will say something incredibly strange. Not even something as simple as a cat meowing survived the localizer's attempt at translating Onomatopoeia, so I think we can safely conclude they skipped that day in Japanese class. But we did get the honking cat out of it, so I consider it an absolute win either way. Unless it's actually a tiny fuzzy elephant. As for what they're supposed to be saying, you can guess most of them. They're just animal noises. For example, the cat that says Sonya is actually saying meow. The translator just had trouble differentiating between the katakana for so and n, as meow is nya in Japanese. So there we go. That's it for this episode of blah blah yada yada. Oh, you're still here? Sorry, this is where most people stop watching, so I figured I could put whatever here. Oops. I guess I'll see you next time?